We try to take a different approach really to the sort of traditional approach that other schools take, trying to make it as simple as we can for the children. There's no cognitive overload. Children will learn to read if they can learn the sounds that they have to read. They are more capable of spelling as a result as well, because you do find sometimes that with other approaches, children can read, but then maybe they can't relate that to spelling because they've learnt a rhyme or they've learnt a song. We also make sure that it's regular and consistent, and it's done every single day throughout the school, from the youngest children to the oldest children. That allows the children to really progress and develop. In its most simple form is that we want the children to be able to recognise the sound, we want them to be able to say the sound and then use that sound in their writing.
Previous approaches were limited. We found that they didn't offer progression after the teaching of initial sound, and there was an imbalance between the reading and the writing skills for the children.
We realised that children weren't necessarily being able to relate what they were learning in those reading sessions to the rest of the curriculum, to their spelling, to their writing.
I think it led to an inconsistency because there wasn't set guidance, which then led to different opportunities in the different classes.
School then invested in the approach that we have now and trained all the staff across the school, which is really important.
Our approach now is a direct instruction approach, which leads to guided discovery. We focus on developing language comprehension processes and word recognition processes. It's a structured sound to print approach, which suits our children.
Certainly with the pupils, there's a sense of confidence that I thought was lacking before then. They are quite happy to have a go. I've seen how those skills then develop as they move from foundation phase through to Key Stage 2. We talk about spelling patterns, have we seen this before? And because they're building up that knowledge throughout school, the children are far more confident and comfortable with their reading and the approaches that we take.
We all know that reading is really important, but it does allow you to access the rest of the curriculum and things you might be interested in. You've then got the tools to be able to access those, and I think that's really important. When they are in another area of the curriculum and they come across a problem, they can use the strategies and the approach that they've learned in their reading times through the approach that we use to actually allow them access to that.
I think because there was a lot to remember with songs and rhymes, it took away from the main teaching points and everything seemed to take a lot longer than it needed to. It was making things harder than it needed to be.
For me, in terms of leadership, it's really important to make sure everyone's on board with something. And I think the best way to do that is for people to see impact. And I think that's what we're seeing in school, is that staff are seeing the impact of the approach, and then they're more willing to get on board with it, more willing to put time into it, to make sure that it happens consistently and regularly across the school. The nice thing about our approach to reading is that once the staff are trained on it, there isn't a huge investment in resources afterwards, but it is being willing to spend that money on professionally developing the staff at the start. It's obviously the staff that have the greatest impact on the learners.
I think because even some children in nursery right through to year 6 are doing this programme every single day, so obviously it's getting more sophisticated and more developed as it goes up. But the fact that that is still ongoing, I think is really important. No other language scheme that I have come across in my career has done that and has developed the pupils' knowledge, confidence and understanding as well as this one, really.